This is some really intricate, very, very detailed structuring. Wow. Look at that in there. Mind blowing. Here's the browned out leaves they use in their structuring. Look at this, and I talk about this quite a bit. It's a fork or a trident, or they'll put down through it, like the top of teepees and structuring. So you see the one back there broke off. That's a lineup point for something here. Same with that one, leaned up. It's supposed to line up with something. When you figure that out, you're in their seat spot usually. Yeah. And of course, there's many seat spots, so each seat spot you sit in, there will be different lineup points with the back structures to the front to create a whole grand picture. Wow, look at that. Holy moly. This is some of the neatest structuring I think I've ever come across. Like that one right in front here. It's kind of supposed to line up with something here. It's just figuring it out. And there'll be many different ways it will do it, depending what seat spot. Maybe I'm not low enough. So there's a brown leaf there. That could very well be the lineup point for it. It's kind of hard to see because of the sun for me. think it's supposed to be like that. One of the ways. There will be a seat spot right there. Check this out. Wow. Here's the fork upside down. Mind blowing. Look at that, guys. I don't see how anybody could ever come in here, and if they paid attention, to not question all the stuff that's structured. So, I haven't been. These are my old tracks, and that's from last Sunday, I believe. And I didn't get too far back in here. So I'm really, really excited to go deeper into this and see how far it actually goes. They do outline trees with these bends. You see the bark peeled off there, and then that bark hanging in the back is probably a line-up point. Maybe. It is for something. There we go. I think like that. But see how the trees are outlined? They do that quite often. I do smell them here. You know, and if they're not here, it's from, you know, from last fall. And I really do think they can come in and out of a dimension or an energy. I do believe that. I don't know for sure, but I smell them here. And it's a real musky smell. Not a bad smell. Look at this one. This is on my last 2 videos I posted, I believe. Quite a few of these structures are just at night. When I was out here Sunday, this last week, I had the owl vocal, you know, and it could very well be an owl, but it always happens in their hangout areas. And I definitely think that owls are very close with Sasquatch. Like there's a connection there. Look at that. Let's see if I can get a picture of that. closer. There we go. This is kind of funny. That one right there, I think, is from that, which is quite a distance down there. And you'll see this a lot of times in their hangouts. Perfectly, pretty horizontal. Wow. So none of it, I didn't see any of this, I don't think. And you see how they all come up to that one point? Wind don't do that, guys. It just don't, not that much. Look at that perfect symmetrical X down here. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's right there's the center of it. I gotta talk louder, otherwise you guys won't be able to hear me. I did make it up to here. My tracks are right there. I didn't make it too much further though, I know that. It's like 50 degrees out today. March 2nd, I believe, or 3rd. I think it's March 2nd. 50 degrees in Minnesota. Was it last week? Not last weekend, but the following one. I think it was like 40, 50 below. Look at this. Holy moly. All this. Oh yeah, I did come up to here. Okay, this is as far as I made it. I did take a picture of these structures right here. Here's your asterisk. And then this. Here's your fork. And I come up to here and took a picture of that teepee tape. Anyways, I made it up to here. I took a picture of that. I don't know if that got in the picture or not, but that's their entry marker. It's usually out of oak trees. This one's out of sugar maple, where they bend it over and then break the end off it. If you ever see that out of an oak or a hardwood, or I've seen it out of ash, it's usually out of hardwood like oak, ash, sugar maple, usually out of oak. But if you ever see that where it's bent over and broke off, it's like the entry marker to their hangout, which is all through here. This one's pretty neat. It's actually, the tip of this one was broke sideways and brought that way. Look at that. Look at the one hung in the center. You see how that one matches those? And that's another thing you'll see in structures, is parts of structures will match. Like the asterisk will match, and then the two-stick teepee type one within the structure will be matching colors. And okay, another one that bends and then wraps. Funny how when I first started looking for structures and stuff, I used to walk so far in the woods looking for, you know, like the extravagant teepee and all that, and only to come to realize that their language and their structure is everywhere. It's just being able to open your mind to it. And when you realize how they do it, it's phenomenal. I could never imagine it is what it is. And it's everywhere. I mean, there is structure in almost every aspect of our woods. Probably every aspect of our woods are structured to a point. Here they see how they outline the stump, which that's a pitch stump, or back in Minnesota anyways, it was like the end of the 1800s or something like that, where we had a big fire go through and burn. You know, it was mainly pine trees, and all the sap went down into the stumps from the heat, and they're still here today. They don't rot very, very slowly. So this tree this stump is well over 100 years old. And you see it, you can still see the charredness on it. It's history. It's really cool. This is probably one of the top seat spots I've ever been in. Look at this. See the one right in front of me here, right? And right where I'm sitting, there's actually bark right here on top of the snow. Anyways, right where I'm sitting, there's that. This is in front of me. And above me, they have it kind of like X'd. Look at that, right above me. You see how that all lines up? It's like they mark their spots, you know? So here's a spot. This is right in front, and then that's behind. Now watch this. Okay. See the one coming down here? That little crook in that branch in front? You put those together, just like that. Look at this. Look how everything just lines up. There's your asterisk. Absolutely beautiful, right in the center of that bend. Man, when you really look at it, it is one of the most amazing things you'll ever see. See if there's any other lineup points that look really neat. Now there'll be different seat spots. So like here's a tree that stands out, right? It's kind of in the center of all this here. So there's probably a seat spot here. See if anything will line up here. Okay, maybe it's over further. I think these two are supposed to line up. Well, let's see. Let's see what happens when they do line up. That is really cool. I don't know. See, and I like to just sit and figure out what their lineup points are. It's easier in the summer because you can see their seat spots. Here you go. I think this is one. Look at that. Wow. You see where it crooks there? And then one's broke off right there. Now watch what happens when I put that on that. You get the asterisk. Okay. There we go. Anyways, let's see what we have here. Okay. It's pretty mind-blowing. So like this one, perfectly live tree, right? This one wouldn't have ever caught it. And it still comes into it. This is a wow. Look at that. So there's a hangout right here. Like what they call a wallow. Here's the stick, right? It's like a seat spot or a standing point to line up. Here's a lineup point that's easy to tell. The stump over here, the coloration of that. Let's see. See the asterisk back there? Right there. And when your eyes become accustomed, you can see everything comes to one point. That's them. They do that.